is Israel Butler, and I'm excited to share an innovative approach that I will be introducing to enhance my students' learning experience through project-based learning. It's entitled GreenBytes, the Microbit Garden Project. This initiative isn't just a lesson, it's a journey into integrating technology, environmental science, and computer programming to create a sustainable microgarden. My rationale behind this PBL unit was inspired by a science project that I did in the 3rd grade, in which my teacher tasked us with germinating a single bean on a wet paper towel inside of a plastic bag that was taped to my window at home. And I had to record my observations based on the plant's growth. Fast forward 20 plus years later, I began integrating this lesson as a high school teacher along with the implementation of microbit technology, and I've been fine-tuning it ever since. The driving question for this PBL unit is, how can technology be used to create a sustainable microgarden ecosystem that optimizes plant growth and conserves resources? This question guides the students through a 4-week exploration, merging computer programming with real-world agricultural challenges. The 5 milestones of this lesson are designed to guide students through the design, documentation, and implementation of their agricultural technology systems and its impact on plant growth. Students will engage in hands-on learning, developing a functional microgarden using microbit technology. They'll tackle soil moisture detection, automated watering, and monitoring plant growth, culminating in a smart microgarden showcase. This not only demonstrates their technical skills, but also their understanding of sustainable practices. Before crafting these systems, the students will be tasked with sketching and designing 3D models of their systems to adhere to the engineering design process. Students will also be evaluated using pre- and post-assessments based on the engineering design process, the plant life cycle, and microbit technology. The evaluation criteria focuses on system functionality, innovation, design, presentation skills, and comprehensive documentation. These aspects ensure students are not just assessed on their final product, but also on their problem-solving process and learning journey. Beyond the classroom, this project connects students with real-world agricultural technology and environmental engineering fields, bridging the theoretical knowledge with practical skills crucial for future career paths. Aligned with the Georgia Department of Education standards for ELA, computer science, as well as next generation science standards, this project emphasizes critical thinking, technical writing, and research, ensuring a multidisciplinary approach that prepares our students for the challenges of tomorrow. This unit emphasizes student-driven inquiry, allowing learners to explore areas of personal interest with the project framework. This autonomy encourages deeper engagement and a more personalized learning experience. The public showcase portion of this PBL unit provides a platform for students to present their innovative solutions to the school and local community, emphasizing the real-world impact of their work and fostering a connection with industry professionals. Implementing the GreenBytes project is more than just fulfilling curriculum requirements. It's about preparing students for a future where interdisciplinary knowledge, adaptability, and problem-solving are key. By integrating this PBL unit, I'm not just teaching, I'm also inspiring, challenging, and equipping students to make a tangible difference in the world. The resources included in my PBL unit will assist other educators who would like to implement a STEM-inclusive project that gives students the ability to integrate technology and engineering to support plant life. And of course, they can make modifications and improvements as they see fit. I plan to cultivate a learning environment where curiosity grows, skills flourish, and solutions blossom. No pun intended. Let's take a look at how this project actually looks. All right, so these plants are from last semester. As I said, I've been delivering this unit for about 2 years now, and I've always tried to make different changes. So this is the old plants that you're looking at. So these plants, and I'll show you the watering system in a little bit, but these are a mixture of Great Northern bean plants and pinto bean plants. So some of them don't look in the best condition. There were some that were taller. I've harvested beans on some of them. So as you can see right here, I do have some pods on these. I believe these are pinto beans. But let's see what this says right here. My students should have put the name. But it's a mixture of pinto beans and Great Northern beans. The difference between these plants versus the plants that we will be growing in the actual project is that there's nothing special about this dirt. This dirt is actually from the parking lot outside of our classroom. It is just dirt mixed with rocks, no nutrients. They haven't been given any enhancers. They've just literally been given tap water from the watering system, which I will show. This plant right here is pretty much, it's been getting water, but because the dirt is not very nutritious, sorry, that's as tall as some of the plants have gotten. So this plant needs to be weeded out. But as you can see right here, we do have some pods growing from these, and I've had the students label the beans accordingly. So again, this is a mixture of Great Northern beans and pinto beans. Again, we have a pod right here. And the interesting thing, any plants that you see here that seem to be dead, they've actually been harvested for their beans, and I'll show you that here shortly. Let's continue on. I'll get to this watering system here in a little bit. This is actually more advanced than it actually looks, so we'll get to that in a little bit. These are some recent plants that I've grown. This is considered I guess a teacher model. These plants actually have soil. So with this next round of projects for this PBL unit, we will be using actual soil from the store that have nutrients. And what I tried to do with these other ones, let's go back over here. What I tried to do, you can't really tell, I did try to add fruit from my lunch. I get lunch in the cafeteria here, so I'll put banana peels and apples in the dirt to make this dirt more nutritious. I keep saying that word, nutritious. It caused me a slight bug problem, so I kind of abstained from it. So let's just move down a little bit. This is another plant, a mixture of it's just regular dirt, mixture of Great Northern beans and pinto beans. We do have a pod on one of them, the ones that are dead. I don't know much about plants in terms of farming them, but the ones that are dead, we were able to harvest beans from. We'll move down a little bit. Like I said, these plants you see here that are withering but that have yielded crops, so to say, they do have regular dirt. As you can see, there's an old banana peel right there. And what I'm hoping, and I want the students to test this hypothesis out, I am really wondering if the plants will grow taller and yield more crops if we use actual soil, nutritious soil. Okay, so let's go ahead and take a look at the watering system here. This is a microbit. Now this is my teacher model. Let's bump down the gain on my camera real quick. This is my teacher model. So this is one that I made. I will have to assist the students with making parts of this project because I did have to use an X-Acto knife to cut a hole into this plastic container as well as provide a hot glue gun reinforcement here. So let's kind of see how it works. So what we have here on this soil moisture system is actually nothing fancy. What we have here, if you can see that, let me refocus real quick. But we have two gator clips that are connected to two nails, and these nails through the gator clips on wires run back to our microbit, and I'll flip it over real quick and you'll get to see how it works. But it's not just a regular microbit. The LED lights will appear to dance around. That's just something with the camera and LED lights. But I have something called a bonsai buckaroo add-on. This is equipment that I purchased myself so this project can be successful. But this microbit has a power cable that's running through the table to the bottom, and that's just regular tap water, no nutrients, and we have a water pump. So in my PBL unit, let me zoom in, we have a water pump there that is connected to the bonsai buckaroo microbit add-on. And in my PBL unit, I actually have the instructions on using a bonsai buckaroo add-on as well as using a rudimentary, more handmade watering system, which I will show a video clip of. You see it there. That's how it works. Straws, a servo motor. That's the more basic one. And in my PBL unit, I do have those instructions there if budget is part of the problem. But with this more advanced setup, we have a vertical. Is this a vertical pump system or is it horizontal? I don't remember the name quite. But I guess the way I have it, it is a It's a horizontal pump system. I could be wrong, but they sell two types of them. So this is actually just taped to this watering container. So enough talking, let's see how it works. So when the plant gets dry, and I'll show you the microbit, let's try to flip it over without disconnecting it. So when I hold down the A button, it will give me a number, and I'll repeat that number back. This dirt is kind of damp, but dry at the same time. Like I said, it's just dirt literally from the parking lot, nothing special about it. But when I press that A button, it's giving me a number of 690. So that number represents how damp the dirt is. If the dirt gets too dry, it will send a signal to the microbit, and the microbit will pump water. So just pay close attention. I'm going to pull these nails out of the dirt. And as we can see, it will continue to fill until it detects that the dirt is moist. And when we look at the microbit, it shows LEDs, and it will start to get full, and it's going to keep pumping water until it detects that the dirt is nice and moist. When I put the nail in, it should stop pumping. And as you can see, the water's flowing from here. And we'll have to fine tune this a little bit. I'll rely on the students to do this. But when the water is done pumping, when we want it to stop, we'll have to do the pump like this, so it will stop. So that may be something that the students can fix throughout their engineering and design journey. Like I said, what I have here is a teacher model. So a student did not create this. I created this. And the students participating in my PBL unit for GreenBytes, they will have to design their own. They can make it look just like mine, or they can make changes. They can probably position this hose in a way that the water will stop flowing to avoid overwatering the plant. And then, of course, as a safety measure for the plants, when we have certain days off, especially like spring break coming up next month, all of the plants will have this bed or reservoir, if you will, of water. So when in the event that, I don't know, the power goes off or something, gravity pulls this thing again, the students can redesign this to where gravity won't affect how this is connected. But so far, it doesn't cause a problem. But like I said, they can redesign this project after looking at how I have things set up. They can redesign it and make it better. So I hope you enjoyed my PBL. GreenBytes, and I look forward to what my students can do. So this is what they've done. This is what my high schoolers did with regular dirt from the parking lot. And hopefully, again, this is more of my plants that I planted using soil. But with my middle school or high school students, I'm still trying to figure out which one would be best to deliver this unit to, probably both. But when they do this project, when they use real soil, hopefully they'll get nice tall plants that stay green, and flourish, and probably grow all the way up to my blinds, which these almost did. That's why I've got the popsicle sticks here. So that's my PBL unit. One more thing that I forgot to discuss. These are some of the beans that were harvested from the original project that I delivered before I learned all the great PBL information from Dr. Stepp's class. These look like pinto beans. I'm not quite sure. They were growing alongside Great Northern beans, so it could be an issue where these plants kind of, some of the students grew Great Northern beans and pinto beans in the same pot, so they could have cross-pollinated would be the right word. I don't. Like I said, I'm still learning the agricultural aspect myself. But these look like Great Northern pinto beans more than anything. I do have some regular northern beans for the few students who grew the northern beans together. But that may be an interesting observation. But I believe my goal this time with this PBL unit is to have students grow either pinto beans or Great Northern beans. But these were harvested I haven't eaten them, but they look like if you boiled them in some water, added a little bit of seasoning, they do look like some decent sides for a meal.